So, what if I told you that it is entirely possible to make your first $1,000 on YouTube literally within the first couple of months of being on the platform? And you can do it still while working a 9 to 5, and you really only need one thing in order to make it happen. So, in today's video, I'm going to walk you guys through some examples of misconceptions that you might have preventing you from getting started on your monetization journey, but also of creators who are doing just that. People who have within their first 3, 4, 5 months earned their first $1,000. We're going to talk about what this one thing is that you absolutely need in order to get started down this path of making money on YouTube. And then I'm going to give you some practical tips and advice to get you started. So let's just jump in. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Ask Papa, also known as Kevin, Dave, myself. We're going to talk about how all three of these channels earn their first $1,000 within 5 months, all while working a 9 to 5 job. So here are the misconceptions I want to debunk in today's video. The first is that monetization takes forever, and it's certainly not possible to do it within the first 4 months. And then the second is that you need a huge audience in order to make money. And then the third is that you need to be an expert in order to sell something. So let's think about these three misconceptions as we work through the examples. Example number one is Dave. So Dave started his YouTube channel October of 2024. As you can see, he's got right around 285 subscribers. So his channel is not very big. Yet he's earned almost $6,000 over the last 6 months alone from consulting fees through his YouTube channel. So here's Dave's backstory. He has a digital marketing agency that he's been working in for a long time. He has a strong background in online marketing, and he decided he was going to take his skills to YouTube and grow a YouTube channel. And he got very highly targeted with his content. It's very specific around AI utilization with marketing. And then he grew a school community of people who are interested in this topic. It's free for them to join. He's grown it to over 200 community members, and he's been providing a ton of value and nurturing these members over the last 6 months. As a result, a handful of these people decided that they wanted to work with him one-on-one, and they became clients of his, and he's been able to generate almost $6,000 in consulting fees as a result of working with these folks. So what does this tell us? Number one, you don't need to wait. As long as you have something to sell straight away, you don't need to wait to start bringing your offer to the market. People will buy from you, assuming they see value and they trust you. Now, when a lot of people think of monetization on YouTube, they think of AdSense, they think of the YouTube Partner Program. And I will admit that can take a long time to get to. But if that's your only focus, then I would say you're probably missing out on the bigger picture. Because to get to your 4,000 watch time hours and your 1,000 subscribers, that can take 6 months to a year, depending on your channel, or maybe even longer. Even then, you're not going to make a ton of money through ads. So I would encourage you to think more broadly about your monetization strategy. And if you have something that the market might benefit from, you can sell that from day one. The second misconception that Dave's example debunks is that you need a large audience. And as you can see, he has fewer than 300 subscribers, just over 200 in his school community. But because there's a very specific problem he's been able to address, he can target that audience and they will want to work with him. And that's income generating for Dave. So let's move into our third misconception. And that is you have to be an expert to sell something. And I'm going to show you two creators that prove this is not true. The first is Kevin, Ask Papa. Here's Kevin's deal. He started posting in July of 2024. Over a 4 month period, he's kind of not consistent, kind of sporadic with his posting. We got him more focused on long form content come December. We got him focused on sharing his lived experience, the years of him saving for retirement or maybe having financial mistakes, and then sharing that with his viewers. So by trade, Kevin is a surgical assistant in a hospital, but his YouTube channel focuses on retirees and pre-retirees and how to plan better financially for retirement. And because Kevin had a few missteps here and there, he wanted to share that to help others learn from his mistakes and lessons learned. So he started sharing his experience. And as a result, he got very targeted on who he was speaking to. And he grew his channel from 33 subscribers to over 4,400 in just a few short months. And as a result, he brought in almost $1,500 in ad revenue. So sharing his experience related with a lot of his viewers, and his channel grew and he started earning a lot of AdSense. So let me hit the other example here to really bring this point home. Here's my channel. For those of you who've been watching for a while, you know my story, but here's the deal. I started in July of 2024, and Unlike Dave, I didn't bring my career expertise into my YouTube channel. Unlike Kevin, I don't have a unique lived experience I can bring to the table for other people to relate with. So I took a different approach. I said, I want to be one step ahead of the viewers that I'm going to speak to. I wanted to learn something, distill it, and then educate people based on what I've come to learn about it. So as a result, after 4 months of doing this, I was able to grow my channel, earn some trust, earn some credibility. And I started a coaching business in November of 2024, just 4 months after starting. And as a result, I've been able to bring in over $1,600 in a 5 month period with really no experience at all. So I was that knowledge reporter who learned something and then tried to educate people, tried to earn some trust. And in the process, people wanted to work with me to help them get their YouTube channel started. So again, you don't have to be an expert, right? Kevin's not an expert. He has a lived experience. He has some expertise around it, but he's not an expert in tiny home shed conversions. He's done it himself, and that's what people want to hear. For me, I'm not an expert. I don't know what I'm doing on YouTube half the time, but I'm able to relay information that I'm learning and hopefully make an impact for people who are a step or two behind me. So here's what you need to do. This is the one thing, if you take anything away from today's video, the one thing you need to start making money on YouTube is that you need a clear problem to solve for your viewers. That's pretty much it. And it doesn't matter how you come to be able to solve that problem, as long as you can in some meaningful way and help people work through their zero state to their hero state. That's all people care about, is if you can help them with something. And so Elon said it best when he said, the amount of money you earn is in direct proportion to the size of the problems that you solve. And say what you will about Elon, but this quote is spot on. The bigger problems that you can solve, the more the market will reward you. So let's talk about how to actually do it. This is going to be the tactical, actionable part of the video. Step one is, as we've been talking about, determine a niche where you can actually solve a problem. And think about it in these three categories, right? We've got Dave, who brings in his industry knowledge, his career knowledge. We've got Kevin, who's brought in his lived experience. And then you have me, who's that one step ahead type of creator. So think about this for yourself. Do you have a career where you've got a lot of knowledge? Can you make a YouTube channel around that career knowledge? And can you package it in a way to help move less experienced people from their zero state to their hero state? Alternatively, think about Kevin's example. Do you have life experience that you can leverage? Maybe you have a successful 40-year marriage and you understand the ebbs and flows of keeping a marriage going. You can, in a way, probably help a lot of other people out there that may be having issues with their marriage. You can give them practical advice of things that worked for you to help them through it as well. Okay. And it's not just limited to that, it's really any life experience that you have. And then for me, I didn't know anything about YouTube growth before July of 2024. When I posted my first video, I had been doing maybe 2 months of research, and that's all I knew about starting and growing a YouTube channel. So you don't have to have any information or knowledge or lived experience to get started. If you just have an interest in something, you can start to learn about it. You can become that one step ahead type of creator, type of educator, and then just speak to the people who are a month or 2 months or 3 months behind you in the hopes of providing them value. And that's how you can grow a following on YouTube and build a business on the back end. So, step two would be, if you do not know what problems there are to solve in a specific niche, like maybe you have an idea of the niche that you want to be in, but you don't know what problems there are to solve, you can do a couple things. This is going to be your market research phase and understanding what people actually want help with. The first is you can do exactly what I'm doing, which is set up a free 15-minute consultation that anyone can book time with you. And that gives you a way of connecting with a real person so that, one, you can try to solve a problem for them in that 15 minutes. But two, you can ask them questions. You can do market research. What's keeping you up at night? What are your biggest challenges? If you can wave a magic wand, what would you fix within your business or whatever you're working on? So that's one way of building real relationships and learning from people. And you do that enough times, you start to get really clear on what people need help with. The second and third thing is pay attention to your comments and the questions that people are asking. And then also you can push out polls in your YouTube community post. ask targeted questions about what people need help with or what questions they have or what kind of content they want you to make. And that will help inform you and give you more clarity around the problems that people need help with. Now, the third step is once you have this clarity, once you have a good idea, then you make really targeted videos that address these individual pain points or these problems. And so, here are just some examples of how to or problem solving videos that me and Dave and Kevin have created for our channels that happen to get good traction with our viewership. So, just trying to be really helpful and problem solve for people and be really clear and direct with who you're talking to is a phenomenal way of starting your YouTube channel and then getting the traction and the viewership that you actually want. Because once you create this content and you have this viewership, the next step, step 4, is to create your offer and to advertise your offer. But you won't know what your offer is until you have good market research done. So once you get to this phase, you build your offer, you start talking about it in your videos, you put it in your video description, you can do a newsletter, you can do more community posts, you can create an online community like Dave did, and you let people know that you're there to help and here's what your offer looks like. And before you know it, you'll get people asking you for your help, and that's how you start making your first $1,000 within your first 4 months on YouTube. So make them an offer they can't refuse, over deliver, especially early on, and if you're having a hard time getting people to buy your initial offer, maybe make it free for a little while as a way of getting some clients, as a way of getting to work with people, and then refining your offer in time and getting good testimonials from the people that you've been able to make an impact with. So, finally, in summary and recap, pick one audience and pick a problem to solve. Don't worry about subscribers. Don't worry about being an expert. Just think about your offer as something that will be fluid and evolving in time. Bring it to the market, be proud, take action, get your hands dirty, and remember that you can do it. So, here are the next steps that I want you to consider. If you are new to YouTube and you need help getting started, growing and monetizing your YouTube channel, I have a free PDF in the description of this video. Feel free to grab it. It's my 7-step framework that I use to help grow my channel. And then finally, if you want to be involved and immerse yourself in a hardworking community of other newer YouTube creators who are trying to make this thing happen, I have a link in the description below for my school community. Feel free to join that. I'd love to see you in there. And I hope you guys are having a great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you in the next video.